Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today we're going to do a bit of a mini haul with the Mama Elephant products I got in this week. And then I'm going to show you how to make a gift card holder for a birthday card. I feel like I usually do this as like a Christmas thing, but we give away gift cards for birthdays as well. So why not? I was scrolling through my Pinterest just for ideas the other day and I saw a video and then I took that and kind of like made my own measurements and stuff for it. So we'll be doing that today. So I'll start off with the haul and then I'll go into the video. I'm going to try to do it as much as possible live today. I might have to like speed through like heat embossing and stuff like that. I'm not going to be doing too much with the card. It's more so about the, the technique. And then you can decorate it any way you want for whatever occasion you want. So we'll get started with that. So just to start off with the stuff that I got from Mama Elephant, I got some stamps in. I bought the Mama Elephant Science Class set. I have the Wizard set that came out last year, and I thought like the bottles and beakers and stuff, plus the table, would be like a good idea to do a kind of like whimsical fantasy background where you could put the wizards and have all these bottles in the background, kind of like an apothecary kind of vibe. But this is also cute for like Valentine's Day cards. This says "You're so cute," but with like the periodic elements for copper and tellurium. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I had to Google them to see what they were. They're both metals. But the tellurium one is apparently a slightly poisonous metal, but whatever, it's cute. So we'll just leave it at that. They're both metals. We have great chemistry. Like, these are really cute for like Valentine's Day cards. You're one of a kind. So yeah, I mostly bought it for all these bottles and stuff, but the images are super cute too. I also got the coordinating dies for them just because I did the same thing with the zombie sets. I got the walking zombies and the little zombies agenda. These are adorable. Look how cute those are. They're so tiny. And then there's like the little arms coming out of the ground. Like, there's a few options. These are so cute. I was gonna do these for Get Creeping this month, but I think I will wait until maybe next month to do it, and maybe even the month after, because July is gonna be all Christmas cards, and I think for Get Creeping in July I'll do like my Merry Creepmas stamp set, and then maybe do the coordinating prints with those. So the release for next month might come at the end of the month for Get Creeping. So we'll stay tuned for that, but that's my plan right now. But these are so adorable. I absolutely love these images. Again, I've mentioned this before in my video. I was never into Halloween cards because I didn't see a point in them. You just dress up for Halloween and go out, but making the cards is so much fun. And they're so cute. Look at these zombies, guys. They got little brains coming out and everything. Like, I'm so excited to color these. Some of them have little kitty cats. I was thinking we can make like a family scene, because there's like the mommy zombie with the kitty cat, and then there's like the little girls with the cats. So she could have all the little cats, and then maybe a little daddy zombie coming out of the ground or something, and then their house, right? Like, that's a great idea. And that would be a good 3D card as well. So I'm thinking about how to use these in a few ways before I actually use them, but I'm very excited to start using these. But yeah, and I also bought the dies for these. Just because, especially for these ones, like they have like this like open ground area, it'll cut around that for me, and then most likely when I color these, majority of the time I'll end up coloring that white border to match the background, and it will just be easier to do if I have die cuts. So for today's card, we're going to be making like this little gift card holder. This is my fake gift card that I use all the time. It's just a few layers of cardstock, and I have like the standard size written on the back here. So it's 2 1/8 by 3 3/8, so like a standard gift card or credit card or anything. And there's a few ways to do this. You can do this as just the card itself without this mechanism on the inside, or you can do it with the mechanism, which just kind of like pulls up the card a bit further when you open it. So I have all my measurements written down on here. I was trying to figure out to fit a 3.5 by 5.5 inch card. This is, according to the envelope punch board, a Gladstone size. I think I've only done this size once or twice before. But I prefer this over the standard A2, especially for gift cards, because I feel like with the standard A2, you're just wasting space. You don't need that extra space for the gift card. So, I mean, you could use it if you wanted to make these flaps a bit bigger so you could write more of a message. But I think the way I work this out works pretty well. And again, like I have I'll put all the measurements down in the description, but these are my like messy notes. So the card base itself, you're going to cut it 5.5 by 7.5. And then if you want to do the mechanism, on the inside, you're going to cut it 4.25 by 4. And then score them at certain measurements. So I'll go through that now. So we'll start with the card base. I'm just going to grab my score buddy, our score tool. So we're going to score it 1 3/4, which is here. Oops. That did not go well. Sometimes these just skip for some reason. Maybe if I use my folder, it'll be a bit better. That'll get hidden anyway. And then we're going to score it. I mean, you could do it from either side, but we're going to do 1 3/4 from one side, 2 1/4 from the other side. But if you want to just score them both at the same time, it's 1 3/4 and 5 1/4. Okay, and then we'll put that aside for a second. And then this one, you're going to want to make sure that the 4 1/4 inch side is at the top. And then you're going to score at 1/4 inch and then 1 inch. So 1 inch and 4, or you can do it from the other end and do 1/4 inch and 3 1/4. Either way works. You just want to make sure there's 1/4 of an inch on one side and 1 inch on the other side. And then for this, we'll fold it up. So this is going to be the inside of the card. And then this is the flap that goes over top. And if anything doesn't line up like this, you could just take it to your trimmer and cut it off just to smooth it out. There, it took off a very little bit there. I'm going to keep this here actually, because then we're going to do the matting layers. I'm going to use some of my pattern paper from my birthday release this year. This is the candles with the black background, and then this is the balloons with the white background. So for the bottom, I'm going to put the candles at the bottom, and I want to cut them on a bit of an angle because I don't want them straight across. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll just cut it at this angle to start. And then from there, I'm going to kind of square it off that way. And then we want our panel, because this is 1 3/4 by 5.5, we want it to be 1.5 by 5 1/4, and then that will go on the bottom. And then the top one, we need it to be 2 by 5 1/4. This one I will go straight across, but I'm going to cut off a bit at the top there because this paper is not squared off. So I'll just do this, and then I'll go here, and then I'm just making sure I cut off this white border and making it 2 by 5 1/4 total. Okay, and then that will go there, and then this will go here. Right, that's fun. So I'll just glue that down. It's not 100% straight, but for some reason the glue just absorbs into this photo paper so easily. And even if you do put a lot, it like doesn't give you a ton of wiggle room, so just be careful if you are using this type of paper. It's kind of hard to see here. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be the base of our card. We're not gonna be doing too much else to this other than putting the insert, but you want to glue your sides to make the pocket. Now, if you want to, you can leave the card exactly like this. Take your card, insert it, and then leave it at that. Write your message. If you're going to do it on a dark cardstock like this, I would recommend putting a white panel at the top. So you want to cut the same size used here, so 2 by 5 1/4, which I will do after. But if you're going to use the mechanism, then you'll have even less space because you need a bit of space for this tab here. I'm going to add the mechanism just to show you guys for today, and then I'll leave it in there anyway. So I'm just going to fold this along the score line. Here, and then back this way. So you want these going in the opposite direction. And then what you're going to do is try to center this in your card as much as possible. You can just eyeball it, you can measure it with the 4-inch width. It'll be about 5/8 of an inch on either side that you'll leave. So it's about there. And then you just want to butt that up into your corner and then close it down. Make sure you give it a good press. And then when you open it, the pocket comes up. Okay, and then you just score it a little bit extra. Now, if you want, you can make this flush. I did cut it 1 inch, but you can trim it a little bit before you glue it down. So I'm going to cut it off so that it doesn't show when I open the card. So what I'm going to do is carefully take this out, take it over to my cutting, and then I'm just going to trim that little tiny bit off. It's about probably 1/8 of an inch. And if you want it to be straight, just line up your paper along one of the lines on your trimmer. Now this is going to be, instead of 1 inch, it'll be like about 7/8. And then you'll just glue this here and this here to create the pocket here. Just hold it down for a second, and then you want to tuck that back in to the other pocket. Okay, and then you'll see that it doesn't show once it pops up. So then you would put your card in, and then when the recipient goes to open it, the card will pop out a little bit further than it did before, which is kind of fun. Now, you can decorate this again any way you want. You can add a belly band to it if you want to hold it, like we did in the video for the Christmas video we did the other day. And then if you're going to do that, I would just guesstimate panel size, make it 8.5 inches in length at least, just so that you can kind of play around with it. This is just scrap paper right now, but then you just wrap it. You could trim any extra, or you could just leave it as is and glue it in place. I'm not going to add a belly band to this one today. I'm actually going to add a stamped sentiment with my happy birthday balloons set. So I'm going to take the same navy cardstock, and I'm going to heat emboss this with white on the cardstock. I'll cut out 2 layers with the coordinating die, just so it's a bit thicker, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do after. So I'll just speed through this and play a little bit of music, and then I will come back and describe it some more. So I'm just gonna chat for a second instead of playing some music. I can see myself making a whole bunch of these for Christmas. My mom gives away a bunch of gift cards at Christmas time all the time, so I will probably do a bunch of these up at Christmas. So I'll probably do a video for those as well. Maybe I'll just play music through those and then just show you decorating them. I'm not sure. Or I might just post them on my Instagram for inspiration. We'll see. But what do you guys think of this video format? This is something I used to do, was I used to talk through the videos I was doing, and then I would play music through parts like this, or like coloring or anything that was just kind of long and monotonous that I didn't want to talk through because I was talking through the process already. I could do these once in a while, not all the time, because I do feel like I prefer the quicker method. Obviously, this is a longer video and will be a bit longer because I'm talking through it, and I could have cut this down to like probably like 10 minutes. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are and we can go from there. And maybe once in a while I'll just pop in and do something live for you when it needs a little bit more explaining as we go. Okay, so I'm back. I cut it 3 layers instead of 2. Looks like it shifted a little bit, that's fine. What I'm gonna do is layer it up with some glue. I should buy some of this. Is actually, I saw it was on sale for Prime Days. And I am probably 2/3 of the way done this bottle. I use a lot of liquid glue because I prefer it over dry adhesive now, because dry adhesives just tend to like dry out over time and then your cards fall apart. I have found anyway. I don't know if anybody else has found that, but I've had cards sitting around for a few years that haven't gone to anybody, and then I go to pull them out and then some of them are like just falling apart, or they're leaving marks on my paper. So I prefer to use liquid glue as much as possible now. And it looks like I'm gonna use very carefully scrape some of this away where it's gone in the wrong spots. As long as you're careful and you don't cut your sentiment. You could use one of those sand erasers, but like I find that the points aren't sharp enough to get into these little areas. So if you just very carefully just scrape it away with an X-Acto knife, it works. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little tab for this tab to tuck into. I don't want to overlap it too much because it's not gonna bend as much as the other one, if at all, actually. So maybe we can just tuck it in enough for it to hit this edge here, and then you can just kind of tuck it in this way. Or you can put it off to the side where it might be a bit easier. That actually might not work. I was thinking we can make a little tab with this, but this cardstock, even with the 2 layers, it's not, you can bend it a bit, but I don't want to ruin the card by doing that. So I might just do the belly band method. And then I'll still glue this so that it overlaps both. But I'm only gonna glue the happy portion. And then I'm gonna line up the bottom of it with the bottom of the tab here. So I'm just using that as my guideline. And then maybe for the belly band, we could just do it in a different color. Or we don't even have to do one, to be honest. Because you could put this in an envelope and then you don't need the belly band. So let's actually cut a white piece for the top here, so that we can write a message. You could also stamp here if you wanted to. If you're doing it on the dark, either, again, add a white strip to stamp on, or you can heat emboss it like we did with the sentiment. But otherwise, you want to make this area is just under 2 inches. So I would probably go 1.75 by 5.25 for that panel. And then again, you can use it in a lighter color, or you can just do it in the white like we're gonna do here. So we're gonna do 1.75, 5.25, and then you can write your little to and from at the top here, and it still has a bit of a border, doesn't interfere with anything, and you can write your happy birthday, hope you have a great day, or whatever else you're gonna put in there. And then there. That's kind of cute. I like that you can do that with just pattern papers if you want, and then again we're just adding that happy birthday as a sentiment. You can add images to this, you can decorate this for birthdays, Christmas, Halloween, whatever, graduation even. It's a little late for graduation probably, I feel like everybody's graduated by now, but that would be like a good idea for this as well. So yeah, that's our card for today, guys. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. I'll be back again on Tuesday for my Get Creeping video, and we'll do a Halloween card. I have a fun idea for that one. I've been seeing a lot of things on Pinterest that it's not on a card necessarily, but it's artwork that I've been seeing, and I kind of want to get inspiration from that, so we'll probably do that one this month. So yeah, until then, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. So thanks, guys. Bye.